Good morning everyone. Myself Pooja Shri S. First year MCom, Department of PG Studies in Commerce, Government First Grade College of Arts, Science and Commerce Shira. Subject Advanced Financial Management. Topic Behavioral Finance Application for Investment. Presented to Tirumalayam. Introduction of Behavioral Finance. It helps us understand how financial decisions around things like investment, payments, risk, and personal debt are greatly influenced by human emotions of the mind in processing and responding to information. Next concept in behavioral finance. First concept, overconfidence bias. Overconfident investors may trade too frequently, incurring higher transaction costs and potential lower returns due to market timing mistakes. And overconfident bias is the tendency for a person to overestimate their abilities. It may lead a person to think they are better than average or an expert investors. Next concept, anchoring. Initially purchase price can unduly influence future decisions, leading investors to hold on to losing investments longer to break even. And anchoring is a cognitive bias that occurs if someone presents information in a way that limits an audience range of thought or reference to suggest values or list options. This way is to frame a desirable choice or reply, as anchoring can distort users' needs, problems, and more. It can impair ideation for design teams. Next concept, herding. It can lead to asset bubbles and crashes as collective behavior drives prices away from fundamental values, and it is occurs in finance when investors follow the crowd instead of their own analysis. It has a history of starting large unfounded market and sell-offs that are often based on a lack of fundamental support to justify either. Next concept, loss of version. Loss of version can lead to holding on to losing investment too long and selling too early. It is a cognitive bias that describes why for individual the pain of losing is physiologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. The loss felt from money or any other valuable object can feel worse than gaining that same thing. Next concept, prospect theory. Investors may take excessive risk to avoid losses or be overly conservative to secure small gains, and it is designed to explain a common pattern of choice. It is descriptive and empirical in nature. Prospect theory looks at two parts of decision making, the editing or framing phase and the evaluation phase. The editing phase encompasses what are widely known as framing effects. It is a theory in behavioral economics that attempts to describe mathematically how people's decisions are influenced by their attitude toward risk, uncertainty, loss, and gain. Next concept, mental accounting. This can lead to suboptimal suboptimal investment choices such as not fully diversifying or segmenting investments into separate buckets with different risk profiles. It is our tendency to mentally sort our funds into separate accounts, which affects the way we think about our spending. Mental accounting leads us to see money as less fungible than it is, and makes us to bias such as the sunk cost fallacy. Next concept, confirmation bias. Confirmation bias can result in proper investment decisions and a lack of portfolio diversification. For example, someone using yes or no questions to find a number they suspect to be the number 3 might ask, is it an odd number? People prefer this type of questions called a positive test, even when a negative test such as is it an even number would widely exactly the same information. It is why and another question is arised, why is confirmation bias is good? Because helps to process information. Some people believe that confirmation bias helps you sort efficiently through the large amount of information you see every day builds confidence. Others experts think that people seek out information to support their opinions, to preserve or build their self-esteem. Next concept and next implication for investment strategies. First implication, diversification. Implication for investment strategy. First implication, diversification. Recognizing bias like overconfidence and loss aversion underscores the importance of diversification to manage risk. The act of process of diversifying state of being diversified. The act or practices of manufacturing a variety of products, investing in a variety of securities, selling a variety of merchants, etc., so that a failure in or an economic slump affecting one of them will not be disrupts. Diversification examples. Where are some examples of business diversification strategies? Product diversification. A company that primarily sells clothing might expand into selling home goods and accessories. Market diversification. A company that sells only in the domestic market might expand into international markets. In the diversification financing, diversification is the spreading of your investment both among and within different asset classes, and rebalancing means making regular adjustments to ensure you are still hitting your target allocation over a next implication, long-term focus. Behavioral bias often to short-term thinking. Adopting a long-term investment horizon can mitigate the negative effects of this bias. Long-term goals for business are the high-level goals of your strategy that you aim to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years or even longer. They are the objectives that once reached bring you closer to your vision. They are the milestone of your vision. Next point, constraint investing. Understanding hoarding behavior can help investors adopt constraint strategies, buying undervalued assets and selling overvalued ones. It involves a strategy where investors initially go against prevailing market trends. This means that instead of following the crowd, constraints seek opportunities in undervalued or unpopular assets, anticipating a future reversal in sentiment. In this profitable, whether it decides on a career, choosing a place to live, or even picking an investing strategy, constraint decisions tend to have the most rewarding outcomes. Don't be afraid to go against the herd. You might just find that doing so is the most profitable choice. Next, advantages of constant investing. The main benefits of constant investing include the potential for higher returns by buying undervalued assets, reduced risk through buying when perceived is high, and the opportunity to capitalize on market overreactions and subsequent corrections. Next implication, structured decision making. Implementing a systematic investment process can help reduce the impact of emotional and psychological bias. Structured decision making is an organized approach to identify and evaluating creative options and making choices in complex decision situations. Example of a structured decision. With structured decisions, once you know the necessary information, you also know the decisions that needs to be made. For example, inventory recorder levels can be structured decisions. Once you are inventory for gadgets getting below a specific threshold, there is a need to order more. Next, decision making types are if statements, if else statements, nested if else statements. Next implication, educational and awareness. Educating investors about behavioral bias can help them recognize and mitigate their effects on investment decisions. Education designed to enhance knowledge, attitude that can help to avoid various online risks and ensure appreciate internet use. In modern day, humans are so busy to achieve their goals that they are least bothered about what is happening in the surrounding and its impact on environment. All these factors makes it essentially to spread awareness among the public. Quality and integrity of environment can be preserved by public awareness. Next implication, utilizing financial advisors. Professional advisor can provide objective perspectives and help clients advance to a disciplined investment strategies, countering their emotional bias. In financial advisor can help individual to companies reach their financial goals sooner by providing their clients with strategies and ways to create more wealth, reduce cost, or eliminate debts. These are the implication of behavioral finance strategies. Conclusion of behavioral finance. In summary, behavioral finance highlights the importance of recognizing and addressing physiological bias in investment decisions. By understanding this bias and their implications, investor can develop strategies to improve their decision making process and achieve better influence in financial outcomes. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.